I like being the child of immigrants, you know, I like that. I do, I think it's cool. I do think it's a weird time in this country, obviously, for immigrants and immigration and shit like that. It is different when you are the child of white immigrants. I think that helps your plight a little bit, right? Yeah. Listen how quiet this room just got. Yeah, I think the truth is a lot of people think that this country just kind of became racist or xenophobic since that last guy got elected, but that's not true. This country's been racist for a long time. We learn this country's racist every Halloween, right? Every Halloween, some dumb white asshole shows up to work with their face painted a color they shouldn't for costume day at work, right? Just walk in, it's like, hey, look what I'm going as. It's like, Debbie, HR wants to talk to you. It's like, what? I don't understand. What? And I think the problem is that you don't really get taught the history in this country. So, you know, like when I went through school, they didn't teach you a lot about the bad stuff, right? They kind of skip over it. They give you the good parts, right? That's one thing I've learned from doing the show that I do, right? They just skip over it. I remember going to school, they'd just be like, 1776, America finally became a country. You're like, wait, how did they get the land from the natives? They were so opposed to it. It's like, they came to an understanding. We gave them gifts. You're like, what kind of gifts? Like blankets. Like duvets? No, smaller, poxier. Look, we're not doing this. We're not. Now, counter to that, in Germany, they teach the kids about the crazy history of their country. I don't know if you're familiar with Germany's history. It's not great. It's a tough zone in there. But they teach the kids about it. I'm sure it's uncomfortable, you know? I'm sure it's not enjoyable, but it's because otherwise you're doomed to repeat it. I'm sure they've hit bumps along the road, you know, every now and then there's some shady-ass German kid in the back who's like, sorry, if we were to try again, what would we do differently? But they learn about it. We don't, right? So now you've got this situation now where it's like, you know, there's such racial divide in this country that white people feel oppressed, which is frankly adorable. It really is. Holy shit, white people, right? You can't tell white people another race works harder than they do. You're like, man, these Mexicans are working real hard outside. It's like, I work pretty hard too. You're like, yeah, I'm just saying these dudes are out there digging ditches for like $3 an hour and sending most of it back home. It's like, well, I'd love to be in the sun listening to music digging a ditch, but I can't, unfortunately. I got carpal tunnel in both my wrists from working so hard. And we do just keep repeating the shit. We do. They tried this stuff with migrant workers, kicking them out. 10 years ago in Alabama, they did it. They passed a bill called HB 56. It created conditions so abysmal for migrant workers that they would leave. Well, guess what happened? They left. Then what happened? The farmers wanted them back. Why? Because they were losing their shit. They went from fields of hardworking Mexicans to white people, okay? Let's be honest, quite a transition, gang. They're just looking out there at white people like, my back hurts. I have to be out of here at 4:45. Excuse me, which one's lettuce? So we know what to pick. The farmers were like, get the whites off of here, bring the Mexicans back. Build a wall to keep the whites off the farm, please, for the love of God. Build 4 walls, we'll call it a mall. They'll love it, they'll go apeshit.